Some of the things to consider when delivering effective presentations. 1. Be prepared. Familiarize yourself with the space, with the technology in the room, if you're using any, if you're using a computer and PowerPoint, Keynote, if you're a Mac user, Prezi, whatever delivery mechanism you decide to use, make sure it will work. If you can, you do it a day earlier. If you can't, you do it an hour earlier, whenever you can. Familiarize yourself with the space, especially if you've never been there before. Be prepared, be appropriately dressed based on who the audience is and where you are, whether it's a conference, seminar, a small meeting, a pitch, presentation, consultation pitch, and so on, right? What else? Delivery. People don't know and can't tell that what is here or what's here, what's on the inside. So if you have butterflies in your stomach, if you're nervous, if your hands are cold or sweaty, they don't know that. So it's important to project confidence, belief in what you're saying, in yourself, in your content, in your presentation. Cool, calm, and collected is what you need to remain no matter what. Because they don't know that you're nervous. And most people are nervous when they're presenting, at least a little bit. What else? When you're moving around, if you're moving around, move around with intent to engage audience. So if it's a large room, you're walking towards them as they're asking particular types of questions, to engage them, to get the answers, to also ask them a question, engage them. Don't just sit there and recite your slides. Ask them a question. Get them engaged. Hear what they think about a particular idea that you just mentioned or presented or supported or were against. What else? I'm just saying it right now, and I'm saying this somewhat half intentionally. Those fillers, try to minimize them. They are noticeable. So if you can, try to minimize them. Ideally, eliminate them from your presentations at some point in your career. Overall, you need to tell a story. You need to be able to tell people a story, and that story needs to be of great quality and value. So even if you have great delivery and presentation skills, if there's no content, there's no quality in your presentation, it doesn't really mean much. People are going to say a great delivery, great presentation, but no one's going to say, I got your ideas, that got me thinking about this, I agree with you, I disagree with you, we should talk about this more. That's what you want. That's the type of response you want. You want people to follow up and say, I really want to talk about you, to talk to you about this further. Not just great presentation. Questions, like I said, some people like to leave questions till the end. I start with saying, at the end I'll answer any questions you may have. But if someone asks a question based on the idea or concept I've just mentioned on a particular slide, I will stop there and answer right on the spot. Because to me, it's kind of awkward and unnatural to tell people, oh, can you wait 20 minutes for me to answer that question? No, if they just ask you a question and it's relevant, related to what you've just talked about, answer it, address it on the spot, because you're ready, you're prepared, you're ready for anything. Whatever they throw your way, you're ready, because you know this stuff. And what else did I miss? This could have been at the beginning, but I'll leave it at the end, so it leaves an impact. It leaves an impression. Start the presentation that grabs their attention, right? You can start with a joke, but also, whatever the content of your presentation is, what's the main finding? We found 1, 2, 3, boom. Start with that. And then, throughout the presentation, take them through the journey as how you arrived to that number, that conclusion, that information. And also, when you're doing presentations, when you're doing the actual slides, your slide deck, pay attention to accuracy. So if you're comparing two products and you're saying, we sold 1 million units of product A and 200,000 units of product B, and you're putting them together in bar charts or something, they can't be here. Right? This one's got to be 5 times higher or larger than this one, because this is 200,000, this is 1 million. So they can't be like this. Visually appealing. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Use the photos or images behind you in presentation effectively so that they're helping you in these presentations. Don't read your slides, because then what's the point of you being there? You can just email the presentation to people and they can read it on their own time. Don't read the slides. Don't put too much text on there. Don't rush through slides. Generally, a slide is good for a minute and a half or 2 of your presentation, and then you move on to the next one. So not too much stuff. The slides are often actually cue cards for you as a reminder of what you want to talk about. It's kind of an overview for the audience of what, here's where we are right now in this journey, and here's what we're talking about. But the real content, the real quality, comes from you, from your delivery, from your presentation.